What is up, my beautiful autists? Tactical Turtleneck here, and today we are seeing how long it takes for someone to go straight into the comments to start crying.
Bastard! Bastard! Bastard!
Because we're talking about Columbus Day. Now let's be clear, this wasn't some peaceful utopia that Columbus ruined. The native tribes are already burning each other alive and ripping out hearts and scalping heads. The Europeans just played the game better. And if you're mad about that, too bad. History's not fair, and it never was. Cry more. When Columbus and his crew finally showed up, it was like max prestige Call of Duty players logging on during Christmas break. The native tribes were the Christmas noobs. It's not our fault that we rolled in with steel swords, muskets, smallpox, while they're out there fighting with bone knives and obsidian blades. You know that feel-good story that they love to teach in schools? Native tribes living peacefully, holding hands with the earth, singing Kumbaya. Yeah, it's a load of fucking absolute crap.
Boy, you still believe that shit?
The reality is, the Iroquois Confederacy invented morning warfare, where they'd capture and torture prisoners as replacements for their fallen warriors. You ever wonder what they did with those captives? Well, they tied them to posts and roasted them alive.
Barbecue sauce fight!
The Cherokee, same deal, burning people at the stake. The Aztecs, let's just say that heart surgery wasn't optional. They'd rip hearts out on top of pyramids and then toss the bodies down below like they were playing fucking Plinko.
I made a Plinko board.
Basically, think Mad Max meets Game of Thrones, but with fewer dragons and more human sacrifices. About the same amount of dicks, though. The tribes were already at war, scalping each other for horses and raiding villages like clockwork. The Blackfoot were running raids on their neighbors, and the Lenape were clashing with the Shawnee, and the Iroquois were stacking bodies like it was their side hustle. Then, the Europeans roll up with muskets, cannons, horses, and armor. They didn't invent conquest, they just did it better than anyone else on the continent. It's like showing up to a street fight with a tank and wondering why you won. Yeah, steel beats spears every damn time. But let's be real. The MVP here was not Columbus, but smallpox. The disease Europeans brought over spread faster than herpes at a communist rally, which wiped out 90% of the population before anyone even fired a shot. Entire tribes were gone before they even know it hit them. Ah, the blankets. Smallpox put in more work than Columbus ever could. He just showed up, planted a flag, and watched the germs finish the job. You know, real MVP shit.
MVP! MVP! MVP!
Let's not pretend that the Europeans just steamrolled their way through with brute force. They played tribes against each other, handing out guns like Oprah handing out cars. Here's a musket for you, and one for you. You know, the native tribes were so busy settling scores that by the time they realized what was happening, it was too late.
They were all killed by the plague.
It's like Survivor, but with muskets and genocide. Everyone backstabbed everyone, and we were just really, really fucking good at it. When the dust settled, Europeans turned on the tribes that helped them. That's how history works. No permanent friends, only temporary alliances. And yeah, we won. Here's the harsh truth. History is just survival of the fittest. The Cherokee weren't saints, the Iroquois weren't pacifists, and the Aztecs sure as fuck weren't vegans. Everyone was out for blood. The Europeans didn't break anything, they just won the game that was already being played. And if that still bothers you, maybe stick to Stardew Valley, you fucking hippie. Remember, don't hate the player, hate the game. And the game is conquest. The Europeans just had better loot. So yeah, if this topic still makes you mad, drop a comment and I'll send you a free blanket. History isn't here to coddle you, it's about winning or losing. And we won. Get over it.
Outstanding.
Thanks for sticking with me through this little trip down a brutal history lane. Hit the sub button if you want more unfiltered takes, and double check that YouTube didn't unsubscribe you because you know how they do. I'll see you next time, and remember, history's a bitch, but it's ours now. Deal with it. Happy Columbus Day.